I'm Lori from Lori's Country Cottage, and this is Anything Goes Thursday. I am a little bit late. I'm sorry. I'll just wave at you there. Anyways, I am going to talk about a couple of designers that we do very, very well with. A lot of people have specific designers that they like to follow, fabric designers, and these are got a call in the middle of that. And I'm not sure what to do with that. Anyhow, two designers that a lot of people follow, and that's Lynne Hagmeyer from Kansas Treble Quilts and Nancy Halverson from Heart to Heart. So let me just turn the camera around here and I'll show you those things. Three other things I need to tell you about is that some of our fabric, especially that stuff that's coming from New York area, could be delayed this year. A lot of the warehouses there are not working, and so we're kind of at the viruses. I don't know what you would say. Anyways, because of the virus, some of our stuff might be late. So we have to be thankful for what we have, and we hope that we can supply you with what you need for your quilting needs. Our elastic has just arrived again, so if you're looking for white elastic, we just got some more. And the black elastic we still have in stock. Another thing that just came in that people have been waiting for is the invisible YLI invisible thread. So I will turn the camera around and we'll get to the fun stuff. Turn the camera around, I said. Okay, so Nancy Halverson, this is her new line. And Nancy Halverson has been sewing since she was a little girl. And she started designing her quilts and kind of hung around a quilt shop. And they said, why don't you make some patterns? And so working during high school and in college, she did some publishing. And so she figured, maybe I could do this on my own. So she started to self-publish, and she is still self-publishing. And that was in 1992. In 1994, she went to her first quilt market, and she did very well there, and it has gone on from there. She has been designing for Benartex Fabrics for a number of years. She works out of her home. She has a special creative room with big windows in it and two big closets full of fabric. Imagine that. And this is the newest line, Better Not Pout, and it is a Benartex fabric. She's also got, as she often does, a new book called Better Not Pout, same name as the fabric. And there is 20 plus projects in that book, including the cover, which we have as a 6-month block of the month. We have one left. And so you can find that on our website at www.loriescountrycottage.com, or you can call the store. She also has a stocking panel. It has 3 large stockings and then 2 smaller stockings that I didn't even notice, but one is for your dog and one is for your cat. So that's kind of fun. Now, what she suggests to do with this fabric is to bind it with bias binding around the edge. Put your 2 layers together and put bias binding together to put around that. And you would want a bias binding on these because of the curves. Bias binding is stronger binding if you put it on your quilt, because if you're cutting on a straight line to make your binding and you fold that again on the straight line, you've got one thread on the edge of your quilt. A bias binding is multiple threads because it's on the 45-degree angle. So on a regular quilt, it's up to you. But on something like this with curves, you do need a bias binding. We have the Quilter's Reference Tool. It is a wonderful book with all kinds of information in it for quilters. And one of the things in there is how to make bias binding. Next week, I will show you how to do that on Anything Goes Thursdays. Our next designer is Lynne Hagmeyer. And guess what? I lost my notes again. Lynne Hagmeyer has had over 50 lines of fabric with Moda. And Moda is out of Dallas. And this is her Christmas line. When Lynn was moving her office, they were expanding their Kansas Trouble store. And as she was moving her office, she was carrying a box of stuff, as us quilters all have. She was carrying a box of stuff up to her new office. Partway up the stairs, the box broke. Down came everything, rolled all down the stairs, and as she was picking it up, she found a stencil that she bought at an auction with some good stuff. And that stencil was from 1929, and it was a stencil of a candy cane with holly and a ribbon. Thus, the inspiration for this line. Lynn and her husband moved to Kansas when both of their, or all of their children, I don't know for sure how many they have, I think 2, when their children were all in college and had moved away, they moved to Bennington, Kansas, where they are now, and they're in a Victorian home there where she has her studio. Her husband Robert suggested that if she wants to do this and she is going to design full-time, he would take care of everything else. Sounds like a good deal to me. Anyhow, that is the fabric. Lynn's fabric, as with Nancy Halverson's, is always along the same color lines. Maybe that's where its popularity is from, that you can always add older lines with it or other lines with it to make it work. Another little thing that we have here is a perpetual calendar. This calendar comes in a kit with a book. And that book, let me just move this one out, has all of the days, the months, and the numbers for all of the dates. Comes with the wire rack and 50 die cut pieces to make each of the calendar days. So it's a real fun one. And it comes with the book. It's written by it comes from Sam Serra, the designer who started the Little Button Company. Oh, one thing that I didn't mention, and now I didn't go pick up the pattern, but the block of the month, Better Not Pout, comes with the book. There's over 20 projects in that book, and we have one block of the month left, and we have one block of the month left of her previous block of the month, and that is something about home. Anyways, that one we have one left as well. So let's head over here. There's my reminder for the elastic and the invisible thread. They're both in stock now. So Deborah's been busy, and she has worked up this beautiful little dress, which is an Olive and Anne design. and she has made it with some of the Me and My Sister fabric. We featured that one other Thursday on a previous live. The other thing that we have here are some beautiful wovens. And to tell if a fabric is a woven, you would look at it at the back side. And the back side is the same as the front. Yes, the weaving lines are a different color, but that's because it's woven. It is not printed. These are deliciously soft. They are so nice and soft. And they work up beautiful for garments. They do work in a quilt. They work great in a rag quilt. Because of the nature of the weave, when you clip this, it is beautiful. All of the threads loosen up when you put it in the wash, and it makes a beautiful, beautiful rag quilt. We'll try to make some kits up. We were talking about it yesterday, using these. So, Deborah also whipped up this little dress. Look at the design on the back, or the detail. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. Oh, that's better. Another Olivan pattern. And here's the little dress. So just recapping, this one is called Gigi, which I don't know about you, but that's my mom's name because she's great grandma. The wovens. Some of these colors from Me and My Sister. Me and My Sister is our Moda designers as well. They are favorites of mine. Back here, there's some of my notes, not the ones I'm looking for. The fabrics from Nancy Halverson called Better Not Pout, with the panel for your puppy and your cat. Lynne Hagmeier's new line. And the Perpetually Fun calendar. So thank you all for watching. Next week, I will show you how to do bias binding, as well as we have some new things coming from Quilt Market, some new notions, and I will show those as well. So thanks all for watching, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Gail is going to show us something on Tuesday. So we'll watch you then, or see you then. Bye-bye.